Hey everyone, what's the crack? The time has come. The BDH shifter is in the house. I cannot wait to try this out. You've all been asking me about it. This is going to be a good one. Let's do it. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, this is the exact packaging that you guys are going to get this in. If that's not the case, I will correct it in the comments below. BDH have been making shifters for past year and a half or so. And this is their flagship, the H1, or the bazooka as they call it. And it looks awesome. It looks really, really cool. You guys will have seen it on the thumbnail if you're not already familiar with it. But most of you will actually, most of you know exactly what this looks like. So it's definitely going to be my first time seeing one in the flesh and using one. So I think this was the top of it. Oh, hang on a second. We've got a little suitcase here. Wait for it. We've got a little case. This is cool. This is cool. All right, the experience is starting. I like the outside of the box with all the brown tape and stuff. I wasn't expecting too much. I've cut out like the address and stuff, so this did look neater. It had the you know, the documents for the couriers and stuff on the outside. I've just taken those off. So the outside box is very just functional, but check this out. Oh, it's wedged in there. Let's break this out. So there's a little bit of bubble wrap around it. Don't need that box anymore. A little bit of bubble wrap around it. And here we go. We've got a kit. Now, you know a product that there's some bit of a fanfare about it when it arrives in a box like this. I kind of feel like I need to even zoom in on this. Let me just zoom in there. All right, let's do this. I'm excited. I know what it's going to look like, but I didn't know it was going to arrive in a case like this. So that's kind of cool. All right, we've got some like silica gel. Got some bolts here. They're just pretty straightforward standard bolts for mounting. Got a bit of foam in here, and we've got some BDH stickers in here as well, some large ones and some small ones, and oh my god, it's starting to unveil itself in the background. We've got some washers, we've got some T-slot nuts, so they've thought of stuff like that. Loose pieces of foam in here. Oh, hang on a second. That's awesome. Oh man, I really hope everybody gets a cup like that, and it's not just like a special one for me, but like the very fact that I'm saying that, this feels a little bit special. So I'm hoping you guys get a cup as well. That'll definitely be going. You guys will be seeing that on stream for sure. Let's just grab it out here. Something else in here. Looks like the shaft, the gear stick itself. I saw a set of keys in there. Oh, the keys is they're probably for the briefcase. USB cable out the side, and I don't know where to look here. Okay, yeah, I think these little keys are just for the briefcase itself, and I think there's nothing else in here. The foam is kind of a little bit cut and hacked together. It would be cool to see this as one solid piece of foam, but again, that costs a lot more to do. But when you are paying this premium, because this is, you know, by the time you get this in Ireland and that, it is looking to be like a €1,400, €1,500 shifter. So it's not a cheap product. So I would like to see that foam be just a little bit tidier. And if there are any updates in that regard, I'll let you guys know in the comments below. Now, here we go. Okay, so we've got the shift knob here as well. Shift knob itself is black. I've just got tape on my finger here. This looks so nicely machined. It is gorgeous. Like, it looks like, I don't know, it's really beautiful. I've used the Pro Sim shifter before, and that looks amazing as well. This really looks, I mean, it kind of looks like a car part. It's kind of pretty cool. Let's put that shifter in here, or that handle. I wonder if I'm going to be able to even move this on the bench here, because oh my god, where's neutral? Here's neutral. One. Oh my God. Okay, so as this is moving, I can see a pin moving in here. I'm not going to take this apart. I trust that it all, you know, just works and works well. I've got slight gaps in here because that is the clamp on top that keeps the whole thing together. We've got BDH sim or race sim hardware on the side here. That is a sticker. I'd love to see that laser engraved. That would be awesome. Very, very cool. You can, of course, just remove this, but I like the logo. I think the logo is quite nice. And I think it deserves to be on there because this is, I mean, it's so, isn't it so visually impressive? Like, it, kind of taking it all in. I wonder how it'll react to just over time fingerprints and stuff like that. But it's not really, I don't know. It's not perfectly polished either. It's kind of like a brushed aluminium type of thing. This is probably for altering the resistance of the throw. We'll figure all that out when we get it on the rig. I think that the best thing we can do here is just get this on the rig because, yeah, it looks so cool. There's very little I can tell you while it's sitting here on the bench other than the fact that it looks nice, feels nice, there's massive weight to it. And so far everything is super simple. I've got some like rod extensions here if I need to raise or lower that shift knob. That should be all good. Got a couple of bolts, T-slot nuts and washers. That's probably exactly what I will need. So the next step is let's get it installed in the rig, get those first impressions, and yeah, get a bit of a feel for what it's like. Let's go. So here we are in the rig and it is mounted. This is just probably a temporary mounting solution. I haven't put too much thought into it yet. The main thing today is just to get the first impressions. I tend to, and you'll see probably in the full review, you'll see different footage of different ways that this is mounted. Right now it's a little bit close to my handbrake. Although it's probably manageable, but that said, if you're in fifth, well, you wouldn't be pulling the handbrake. In third, you probably would, and there is enough clearance there. So that's pretty okay, and that's just one handbrake, and this is the most convenient way to mount it. The shifter would probably go to a, I'd say if I had a preference, like if there was no handbrake here, I might have the shifter a little bit closer to me and maybe back a little bit, so I'd probably have it around here, but for the purposes of this video it doesn't matter. And in every car it's different anyway, and nobody ever gets into a car and says, oh, I wish the shifter was 5 centimeters this way. You kind of learn to use it, so that's why I'm not putting too much effort into that right now. This is my first time moving it now. Jeez, you can really feel stuff engaging. It's a short shift. It's a lovely short shift. So it's a very, very short shift. One feels like slightly heavier than the rest, which is great, which is nice. You know, because you always have that, when you put it into first, there's always that little bit of initial engagement. That is nice. Sixth. And is there a, I think you have to, I'm not sure if there's a, I must actually look it up. There's no manual with it or whatever, but I'm not sure if you can put it into reverse, or if it's just a 5-speed with a reverse, or if it's a 6-speed. I'm actually just not sure of that right now. I did know it, but I don't know it right now. I think it's 5-speed plus reverse. You guys will correct me in the comments. I try not to look at reviews and too much stuff that'll influence my opinion. I want the rawness of it. So that's why I'm not usually in this video, I'm not usually that well educated on the products. But this looks incredible. Look at that shine off it. The silver might be a bit much for some, like the chrome kind of, or it's almost like brushed aluminium because it's not perfect mirror chrome. The black handle is nice. The white gear knob, probably prefer a black gear knob there, but it looks incredible. The BDH shifter, the BDH sticker is on my side here. A lot of people will of course be mounting this on the right hand side. I am a little bit unusual. I like my Japanese cars and my British cars, so I tend to keep this on the left hand side. In Ireland as well, we drive on the left hand side, and our steering wheel is on the right, so we're a little bit kind of opposite to the rest of the world, but everything should kind of, you know, apply. The USB cable's on the outside. Again, I have that just roughly mounted for now. That'll all be tidied up, but we need to get this into game and get it. I need to drive it. I need to drive it. This is a Lotus 7 with a H pattern in it. Center that properly. This is a Lotus 7 with a H pattern. It is a crazy fun car to drive. Lots of diff lock on it, so it locks up very, very easily. So that's going to be fun to try and harness. So it'll be a good test for this shifter, and we might actually be able to see into it here. Does it have a H pattern? It does have a short H pattern there in the middle. It's not a flappy paddle. I know that some of these do have flappy paddles, but this is the car we want to drive. Let's get it out on track. I'm so excited about this. I've been looking forward to this for so long. In ways you would say, oh, he's gonna just think it's amazing. In other ways, I hope it doesn't let me down. If you get what I'm saying, it's like I've been definitely over a year I've been excited about this moment. So you will see in my eyes if it's going well or if it's not. So I'm nervous. I always want the best for all the companies that I do this with, but I also have to give my honest opinions, because at the end of the day, the viewers come first. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, pit limiter is kicking in here. Not actually sure where the red line is exactly in this, but that's all part of the fun. It's around there. Okay, let's get a feel for the car. It's such a snappy car. The shift is very, very nice and short. Oh, it's very nice. Oh. Getting squirmy. You can see on the downshift, it just wants to lock up that diff. Now let's go for a little bit of heel toe. It feels how it should. It's definitely hitting my expectations. I'm just trying to soak it all in. There are a lot of thoughts going on in my head. The satisfaction of jamming it into gear. Let's go to fifth. Oh, that was reverse. So there's no reverse lockout. I tried to go down to fourth there, but that is just a case of getting used to it. So the gate going from second to third, I just need to get used to that. I did just put it into first instead of third. That was just me being incompetent though. It's a lovely shift up to third. satisfying. Oh, that's a way too wide. Let's try and recover it. Concentrating too much on the gear shift. Let's see, do we need to... Well, let's do a downshift anyway down here into old hairpin. It's so quiet. Like, obviously you guys can hear that, but it's so much quieter than I expected. I was expecting big clunks. It still gives a satisfying, like a really satisfying clunk. But then, like, my wife would be delighted with this. This is a great, like, it's nicely dampened, which some shifters don't have. So that's a massive plus for me. I'm in like a common room in the house. It might look like I have a dedicated studio, but you can probably see by the door in the background, this is just a room in my house. So as I'm doing this and smashing through the gears, you know, I don't want my wife to be annoyed. This is lovely. I mean, the only things that could make it better are like a, you know, a clutch lockout. I'm not sure if it has the ability to be a 6-speed, which might be a deal breaker for some people. Getting used to that second to third now, so it actually has a very, it's actually coming quite natural to me now. It's very nice. It kind of feels like, yeah, it feels like a real shifter. I mean, it's as, I'm really messing up turn one. It really does feel like a real shifter. It's such a satisfying. I can't, like, if I sat into a car, a real life car, and a buddy of mine said, look, take that for a drive. Even if he said nothing about the gearbox, I would say that is a lovely, it's a satisfying throw. It's very predictable. There's loads of, there's just great feedback. Like, I say feedback, I mean, it obviously doesn't give you any active feedback, but I feel like I do, every time I move that shifter, I feel like I am actually engaging a gear. I also don't have my butt kickers on right now, so I've got like vibration motors that when you shift gear they vibrate. I've turned them off specifically, on purpose, just to make sure that it doesn't distract from what the shifter's actually doing. I already get a great clunk. I can only imagine if I do turn on the butt kicker, I can only imagine how much extra that's going to give me. Because then you'll get the clunk. The second you go into gear, you get that clunk, which will be so satisfying and so worth it. I mean, it's a lot of money for a shifter, right? Let's not beat about the bush. It's around 1,400 euro, 1,500 euro. But what's awesome is it's great to see places like Digital Motorsports stocking this right now. Getting a vote of confidence. Digital Motorsport, they are based at a racetrack. They're very closely linked with the trackday.ie racing, you know, the track days that happen there. Bit of a diff lock there. So this is a massive vote of confidence, and I know they sell a lot of pro-sim shifters as well. So it's, yeah, it's massive. I wonder, I don't know, are they, like, I don't want to speculate, maybe they're selling both, but they obviously feel strongly about this, or maybe they can't get enough of the pro-sim shifters, but this is amazing. I mean, God, it's such a statement piece on the rig as well. It looks stunning, as I'm convinced. It's a lot of money, it is a lot of money, but it's handmade. It is precision engineering, it is so precise. It just feels so good, like, it feels amazing. I'm sold. So there we have it, a quick first impressions of this, it is exactly what I hoped it is. So this is just the first impressions video. This is not a review. There will be a longer term review of this, and I'll get to, you know, into all the nitty gritty, adjusting the feel, because we didn't even adjust it. We just used it out of the box. Now I love using stuff out of the box because without any adjustment, because that's how the manufacturer wants you to experience it for the first time, and that's kind of where they think the device should be set up. Now obviously you can go heavier, you can go softer, and we'll figure all that out in time. This was supposed to be a raw first impressions. It's super easy to install, very easy to set up as well. You can't side mount it, which would maybe be nice, to mount it nice and low on the rig. That's maybe one thing that I'd observe. And the shifter is relatively high, but we got some different shaft lengths, so we should be able to raise and lower that gear stick as well. It's beautiful. I mean, it's a striking visual piece, and then to back it up with incredible functionality. Like, listen to that. Like, it's not too loud. It's loud. I mean, it's not you know, it's not silent. People will hear it in other rooms, but it's not going to annoy them as much as like some sequential shifters have a massive bang to them. So look, I'm convinced. I'm like, yeah, huge shout out to BDH for sending this to me. I cannot wait to use this in our Commodore League that we're running at the moment in Assetto Corsa on Saturday nights. So I can't wait to use this and yeah, get some heel toe action going. And really, I'll be using it for my rally as well. We're doing H2 class rally at the moment, so lots and lots of H pattern going to be happening on my live streams and when the camera's off as well. So that's my first impressions of the BDH shifter. If you have any questions or observations, put them in the comments below, because they all help to shape my final review, which will be out in a couple of weeks' time. For now, I'm absolutely delighted with this. I can't believe this is on my rig. It just wake me up. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday. My name is Lawrence, and I will chat to you later.